Yo, what's poppin', everyone? We are Minds That Matter. I'm your girl, Tassie Janae Jones. We got my girl, Shan Moni.
Hey, hey, hey.
And my dog, Nicole.
What's up?
What's up? So we're going to continue our good conversation in regards to sex. But this topic is going to be about, relationship and marriage. We have such a very important, very interesting, amazing guest today. My dear sweetheart, my sugar foot.
Yeah.
My darling in the night. Mr. Derrick Jones, my husband. Hey, sweetie.
How y'all doing? How's everybody doing?
What's good, Derrick?
What's good, babe? So my lovely lady friends would like to ask some very deep, personal, and
invasive,
insightful questions.
I mean,
in regards to marriage and relationships. My husband and I have been together since 2010. That's about 8 years. We're pretty young. But we done put in some work.
I think y'all need to take a moment to bask in that. Like, let's clap it up for them one time, Nicole.
Woo! We do that.
Clap, 8 consecutive
years. I deserve a round of applause because
8 consecutive. That is at least 2,400 days.
That boy know his math.
That is at least 2,400 days.
We're a young couple. We are saved, in case y'all need to know that. But we it's not common to be married in young Black couples. And we have a beautiful little girl, 7 years old, and we've been doing it,
And he just y'all have. We invest all in their business. Like if we could be a fly on the wall, we would be that. I mean, I've definitely been in their business since day one.
Since day one.
Definitely. Nicole.
And looks at
Nicole, bro. She's been.
I'm like the third wheel.
She be like, I'm in this.
Pretty much. She is always there.
It was formal. It was formal.
We were 17.
Yeah. I wasn't the lucky one to get selected to go to prom, but that's another conversation.
My God.
That's another conversation.
But you won the battle, so don't worry.
Yeah, I did. That's what I said.
He won the war.
Ain't nobody complaining. Nobody complain.
And Nicole on Derrick's back.
Yo, and the thing is, like, Derrick didn't like a sandwich.
Yes, it was a sandwich, and like we didn't have the relationship that we have now back then. Like it was still fresh and new, and I was just weird as fuck. Like, and I thought, when I first met Derrick, I thought he was weird. You
thought he was a
stalker. No,
Nicole.
There you go.
There you go.
I was like, why? Why are you talking to him? Like, he looks like a stalker. Like, he had these little like thin frame glasses, and I was just.
But that's the thing, though. Was I supposed to have thick frame glasses?
No, but like the thin frame ones, you looked like you could have been an accountant, but like the creepy guy, like the creepy accountant, like the one that like low key.
We later find out that. We later found out that wasn't valid. I'm not a stalker, so
very
glad we went ahead.
Fucking person I ever met in my life.
Glad we went ahead and got that up out the way.
Yeah, I mean,
you probably why he don't wear his glasses now. Shit,
probably, man.
Shit, it has been 8 years.
God damn.
Never put on glasses.
My glasses again.
I'm at work squinting at the computer screen.
Man, all because Nicole said I look like a stalker.
My baby was trying to play his Xbox or his PlayStation. He be like looking at the screen.
About to fuck this man's vision up.
I was like, Derrick, we talking about eye exam. I'm not playing with you. I need you to see me when we 60, okay?
He ain't gonna be able to if he don't start wearing them glasses.
Right, get them glasses, babe.
Well, my bad, Derrick.
Well, I'm sorry.
I think we've been telling the people
we good now.
Go ahead and tell the people who you are, sweetheart. We've been kind of doing all the talking.
I am just a dope person. I'm 26 years old. I've been, like I said, married to Tassie.
What the?
For
I am appalled. You literally messed up.
You know what I'm saying? All right, look. All right, check this out. Look. I didn't say Tyson.
It sounded like Tyson, bro.
It did sound like Tyson.
I'm gonna go Mike Tyson on that.
Yeah, she was like, "Hold the fuck up."
Man.
No, we're not doing that. But I'm just a chill dude overall. That's it. I'm just a chill dude. There's nothing really much to me.
Derrick is definitely chill, dude. Derrick, I really have to give you props, like for real though, because you can hang with us,
dealing with us, boy.
You can tune us the fuck out and still be around. Like that should be funny as hell. Like Derrick would be the only guy with us sometime, and he would tune us the fuck out,
or like, join the fuck in.
Or join the fuck in, like just hop in and he'll hop back out. So mad props to that, because that shit takes work.
But extra props for really dealing with me, because I am the problem. Like you could have been like, Tassie, like your friend is in our business, you know. But
nah, I'm not. I don't really trip out that. Y'all cool people. And when I told Tassie when I first met, I was like, that was one of my things. I wanted to be cool with our friends. You know, so that way, you know, it made the relationship a lot easier that y'all were approachable and you know, I kind of like fit in. Yeah, like I kind of like fit in with y'all a little bit. Right. Like I'm weird too sometimes. You know,
get approved.
I consider myself an intellectual human being. You know, when I feel like
right. You can blend like a little chameleon.
Yeah. I can. Yeah, so y'all cool people.
All right. Well, I guess I want to play a little game with you, you know, just to get more in your business, as if we're not already going to be in your business enough.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're going to just play a little question game, 10 questions, 10 random questions, and I want you to answer them without thinking too hard. Just the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay?
All right. Let's go.
First question is, if you had a time machine, would you rather see the future or go back in the past?
Past.
Okay. Would you rather live in the mountains or the beach?
Beach.
What was your favorite game as a child?
Pokemon.
What food do you crave the most?
Peanut butter.
Yeah. I was working out because I knew that.
I'm mad I know all these answers.
If you could visit one place on Earth, where would you go?
China.
Okay. What would your dream house be like?
4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story, pool in the back, nice front yard.
You want to be,
the regular stuff.
Okay, you better say that. Okay, if you can own 3 cars, what would they be?
Ferrari, 65 Mustang, 5.0 GT, and I guess for a truck, it would be Escalade. Escalade, I guess.
Escalade truck. You know, those big Ram, big horn, them Dodge big horns is kind of nice. I mean, if you hadn't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. I'm not really a Dodge guy.
Yeah. I'm not either, but they do look kind of cool. All right.
Check it out.
Okay, cool. What makes you the angriest?
When the Falcons lose.
Ooh, that boy be hot. Okay.
When the Falcons lose.
What always brings a smile to your face?
That woman that I'm married to, Tassie.
Okay, shout out to Tassie for bringing a smile to that man's face. And which song reminds you the most of your life?
Oh shoot.
We listen to a lot of music. That's hard.
That's hard. That is hard.
Derrick is an R&B head too.
I am an R&B head.
First song.
But it's not my life though. Yeah, anything Donnell Jones.
That whole album, huh?
So one time, look,
Usher's Confessions album.
That Confessions album, boy.
Or Donnell Jones' Where I Want to Be album.
All right, cool. I'll take that.
We went on a road trip. I forgot where we was going.
Mostly Vegas, probably.
It was Vegas.
Donnell Jones the whole way front to back. We did not skip the song, dog.
That album.
We could roll together, boy.
That album, Usher's Confessions album, and Justin Timberlake's 2020 Experience. I can play all 3 of those front to back.
Yeah.
Front to back and not skip nothing and know 90% of the words.
Yeah.
Like know the breakdowns, like the cadence of how the note was sang, what beat switch finna come on. Like those 3 albums, I can play those front to back and not skip one.
He listens to the whole production. Like he's like
the whole. I know everything about it. Like I said, it's just like every little bit that people normally don't listen to. The beats in the back, the ad-libs that people.
That's important. That's important.
It is. It's how you appreciate good music. Music is art. Kind of
facts. That's a fact. All right. Which is more important to you, the truth or happiness?
The truth.
Okay. Would you rather be rich or famous?
Rich.
If you were a superhero, what powers would you have?
Super strength.
Super strength?
Yeah, super strength.
Oh, okay. And what is the best quality about your partner?
She fine.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo, that's your girl.
That's you? That's your girl? That's your girl?
Okay.
But the reason I say that is because I don't want people to think I'm shallow or anything, but that's the first thing that attracted me to her.
Mm-hmm. And that ass. Remember, she did have some booty back then.
She still got ass.
She did. She do. Shit and grew.
Yeah, no, she still do.
Shit and grew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she's very, 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 very intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
The most intellectual person I know. She challenges me every day, you know, as far as just the way that I think, the way that I view things. And, you know, I can't normally go through a thought without saying, okay, what would Tasi think about this? Not to a point where I would make a decision.
His woman.
Like you reading vows to me.
No, it's like not to a point where like she is. Not to a point where she like making decisions for me, but like what would she think of this decision that I made?
That consultation.
And that's what that's what she's been. So she has a lot of different qualities. That was just the first one that that I was drawn to.
All right. If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?
My height.
That boy.
He said that
height, nigga. My height,
my height.
Bro,
would you want to be like 6'5" or something?
No, not 6'5". I just want to be a cool 6 feet, 6'1". That's all I ask God for. And I know he's given me, he's blessed me in plenty of other ways. But I'm just like, man, if I could just wake up 6 foot, 220 pounds. That was when I was 30, I really thought that I was gonna be that height.
That you was gonna be.
I'm gonna reach that 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna get this 220 going. Mm-hmm. And but you know, God had different plans. He stopped me short at 5'9". So you know, I got to be proud that I ain't 5'4". You know,
so, take what you can get. You know, God don't make mistakes now.
Exactly, He doesn't. Because if I was 5'4", I don't think. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's cool. You know, had he gave you height, he might not have gave you sense of humor or something. So you know, that's
exactly. So you know what's rare? I always think about that. Like I always think like if God came to me and said, "Look, I'll make you 6 feet, but you got to give me something." I'm like, "Well, what is it?" You know, because I don't want to be a dumb 6 foot person.
Mm-hmm. So what
I don't want to be. That's the thing. I don't know. I give him some of these pounds. You know what I'm saying? You can take some of these.
So what about? Would you trade your beard or your sense of humor if you had to choose between the two?
Oh, my beard.
Okay.
I trade my beard. Dave Chappelle is funny as hell. He ain't never had hair on his face.
You're right. He is funny, but that's he's tall too. So I mean, that's
and he is tall. So I will definitely I will give him every hair follicle that is on my face.
Mm-hmm. Tasi, what would you choose for him? The beard or the sense of humor?
Y'all not watching this. I need his sense of humor. That's him and I, you know, vibes with the humor, the goofiness.
I can't be tall and boring. Like tall and boring is like
for nothing. Like taking up height, you just big.
And I don't like looking at people that's walking around like mall security and they like 6'4". Like why aren't you in the league? Why aren't you doing something?
Yeah.
Like you're not attributing to the world at this point, bro. You 6'4". Do something with yourself, man. Go make some money.
I got you.
That's a ball.
I got you. Okay.
Right.
If you could choose one celebrity to be the father or mother of your child, who would it be?
Ooh.
The mother of my child would be Beyonce.
Okay. And if you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Lion, because they're the king of the jungle.
That's my choice also. All right.
You a Leo, ain't you?
I am a Leo.
Exactly. Aren't they lions?
yes, we are. That is, you're correct. All right, and that concludes our question game for today. Thank you for playing, Derrick. I really appreciate you.
No problem. It was fun.
Like she done talking or something. Thanks, Derrick.
Like next.
Right. See you again next week. All right.
Derrick, baby, do you want to pose a question to the group for each of us? Something that males would like to know from a female's perspective.
Pose a question to y'all. What is the? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I said, if you want to think about it for a second, feel free to do so.
I mean, we don't need dead silence while he's thinking about. Okay, well, while he's thinking about it,
Yeah,
I'll
let
tell
me go
y'all
ahead and think about
something.
it.
So, did y'all see the video I sent y'all on Instagram of Ellen dancing to back that ass up?
No, I was watching her actual stand up.
Yo,
So I didn't want to look at the clip yet because I was watching the stand up. So I wanted
just because I saw that clip on Instagram, I'm like, I gotta watch her stand up now. Like, she dancing back that ass up, bruh. Like, I'm about to watch it. Shout out to Ellen.
Me and Janelle were watching it earlier. It's fucking hilarious. Like, she was like,
I think she's funny. I don't know about her stand-up funny because I've never seen any of her stand-up, but I think she's funny in general.
Yeah, I never seen her stand-up until today. Like, the one on Netflix is fucking hilarious. Like, she already had me as a fan, but she's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
She was like, you notice we do things in our shoes that we would never do in life when we trying them on? Like,
yeah, be doing all kind of like weird shit. Like,
she was doing all hella shit in them shoes. She was like, yeah, these are nice.
Man,
I'll be rolling. She funny, bro.
That's funny.
She's hilarious.
Cassie, how was it for you when you first decided when Derrick first proposed to you? How was that for you? How did you feel? Like, what was the thought process? I want to know what gave Derrick the courage to do it.
I was super duper shocked. Like, it was the last thing I thought he was about to do. And the way he did it, I was shocked too. It was like,
how did he propose to you?
Yeah, because I don't even think I know.
I don't think I
never told y'all.
No.
So let me say, if y'all don't mind, I'd like to interject here and set the stage on kind of how the whole thing happened. So as y'all know, my parents are very, very devout. Well, my dad is, my mom was, rest in peace, are very devout Christians, and they raised me to believe that. If you find the one, especially my dad, if you find the one, why waste time? Why waste time on doing it? What's the use of waiting? Because some engagements be like 2-3 years and a woman be fed up. So why wait?
Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
So, right. So, I was working at Camelot Park and I was working part-time and I was, y'all know how I felt about Tassie. Like I could have married her fresh out of high school. She'd have let she
probably at 13.
So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I had at the time I was making like $8 an hour. My checks was like $270, $280 every 2 weeks. So what I did was, and I was riding a bus at the time, and we didn't have a car. So she was at work, and I got off early, so I took the bus to the mall, and I went to Kevin's Jewelers. Well, I cashed my check first, went to Kevin's Jewelers, and I literally spent, just as an 18, 19-year-old kid, I spent my entire check on trying to find the perfect ring. And it was just, so dope because the lady that was helping me was like, oh, that's so sweet. How old are you? I was like, I'm 18. No, I think it was 18 years old. She was like, I'm 18. I'm 18. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. So, we spent like an hour or two, whatever, trying to find the perfect ring. And when I finally did it, we were staying with Daniel at the time. So I was waiting at Daniel's house.
Rest in peace.
And, rest in peace, Daniel. And, her bus stop, dropped her off like somewhere like a half a mile away from the house. It was dark. So I went to go, stay at the bus stop and I walked her back to the house right after we got something to eat. And she was walking to the table and I was walking behind her and I got down on one knee. And as soon as she turned around, she saw me right there down on one knee. And she did the whole, grabbed her whole face. She started crying, like her eyes got watery. And, that was,
and Tassie's super emotional, so I know she was crying. Shit.
I was shocked.
That was so cute. I knew the story about Derrick getting the ring. I just didn't know exactly when you did it or how you did it.
Y'all, I thought I've told y'all. Y'all never asked me. Y'all just what?
No.
I thought I shared this with you guys. This is an important part of my life.
It is, and usually friends be like, "Oh my God, girl, Derrick did this. We didn't get nothing. Nothing."
Well, now you know that he asked me when I had gotten off work, and I had a crazy day too. I was tired. I was hungry.
She was about to tell me all about her day.
I was like,
she's finna unload.
Done.
And I was like, wait.
I turned around and everything got washed away.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it no more.
Right, young and in love.
That's crazy.
Look, y'all kept the love up, so I mean, hey, still in love is what you should say.
Yeah, I am still in love. That's my boo.
All right, Derrick. So, did you prepare your questions for the group?
Yes, actually, it had something to do with. I guess this is all y'all can answer. Why is it? I'm not gonna say that all of y'all had this situation before. When it comes to guys being in the friend zone, why do y'all realize later, or why does it take y'all so long to realize that he's the one? And when y'all do realize it, y'all kind of push it off until y'all go through, like a phase, and then realize, okay, he is the one.
Why do we fuck niggas before we do it the right guy?
The right way. Yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask. I don't want to be politically correct.
The media portrays the fuck niggas as the ones that are on top. Let's keep it. We can go as far as that right there. Just it's everywhere.
Yeah, fuck boys are attractive. They risky. They rowdy. We want to be rebellious, and if a guy can't treat us, we're not paying attention sometimes in the lust part of a bad guy. The traits of them being a bad guy at the time. We just like, oh, he's giving me attention, and people like him, and he likes me, and he makes me laugh. He said I'm cute. Like it's just not even like things that we thought were important. Wasn't really that fucking important. Like we just was excited. Like we were just like, this guy, everyone likes him, and he got swag, and he's giving me attention. I'm excited. Like
because if you take me back to 2006, half of the people, shit, we can even go back further than 2006. Half of the people that I liked or had any kind of interest in, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know where that came from.
Thank God for growth.
Right.
So, thank God for growth.
So that only begs the question, and I'm sorry, Nicole, but that only begs the question to, and now that you realize that and you are who you are now, do you still believe that part of your life was vital to who you become, and would you change it to where I wish I wouldn't have wasted that time with that specific person? Or is it like, I'm glad I wasted time with that person because I know how to value the person that I'm with now?
Yeah.
For me, I think that sometimes, I haven't had too many, maybe I have had a couple of friends on situations that I've chosen to be like, no, it's not even like that, even though in reality it's probably like that.
Yep.
I think that I don't go for that friend sometimes because if either I'm not attracted in that way or I'm too scared to take it there, because if shit goes left, then that's not only a relationship loss, then it's a friendship loss, And
Tassie, don't do that. Don't do that.
Because I told Derrick that before when we was just friends.
Yeah, like it's a scary thing, Then like there's, I've been in a situation like that, and I do value the friendships and the person, and I'm like, I don't want to be the one to fuck it up, and then they like, wow, like I hate that person, or they have certain types of like feelings of resentment towards me because I fucked up a friendship, or vice versa. If it's them that's messed it up, then I'm just like, wow, like I can't even believe they did me like that. They're supposed to be my friends, like.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't want to go through that type of stuff, and I've been through that type of stuff with somebody that I thought was just like not going to do me like that, or just I just couldn't see it. I was like, no, like this is the one, like it probably everything was like adding up, the time spent, the whole back and forth, like trying to like each other on the low, like everything, and then like shit just like didn't work, and I couldn't believe it. I still low key can't believe it, but I was just like, wow. So it's like now we don't even speak, like at all. So it's just like, okay, I lost a friend,
Yeah.
And I could have like prevented that. But
So
I think that your second part of your question was, do we regret wasting that time, or are we thankful that we went through that so that we know how to treat the next person?
Right. Yeah.
I'm a little bit in the middle of that. I hate to waste my time, but I am glad for my experiences because I do learn the best from my experiences, and I know what not to do, or I kind of am aware of those feelings and my like triggers and insecurities about the past things like that have happened. So I think it does help me be a better person for myself and a better person for the next person who is privileged enough to experience me.
For me personally, I wouldn't change the past. I think that I learned a lot from my different experiences with men and just certain situations and situationships that I've been through. I also feel like it has shaped the person I've become, because from each person I took a lot, actually. Like I took a lot from each person, and it's helped me, period, just because of the type of person I am. Sometimes I can be a little bit too forgiving and too nice, and throughout those relationships, it helped me establish more boundaries for everybody, for even when I decided to let another man come into my life. So I definitely don't think I definitely don't regret any of the relationships that I have, and I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be who I am today. I'm still me at the core. It's just that I had to set certain boundaries for myself so I don't get hurt and I can protect myself. And those are boundaries that I didn't know before, and I wouldn't have if I didn't have those relationships.
Absolutely. So I'm thankful for relationships and friendships or experiences that I have had like that, because like you said, it shapes who you are and your mindset and the way that you choose to move forward, you know?
Yeah. And it's exposed people to me too. Like certain people you think are your friends, nah, they just want to be your friend to have sex. Like that's not a lifelong, that's not a root in your tree. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think honestly, I can say I have one guy friend, just one, that's never tried me, that's always been consistent, that I can call right now and gonna pick up the phone and gonna be like, what's up, what you need? Off top, he's gonna say that. Shout out to Vincent, by the way. Let's keep it all the way G. Vincent is the only
and he's the only one that did the posting. Like, I got your friends, I got them all my friends. Mm-hmm. He's the only one who, without us asking, he just posted the follow the page and supported this whole podcast in the first.
Vincent still calls and checks on me, and me and Nicole for sure. He calls and checks on me without even being prompted. Like he called me the other day, I missed his call, and he texted me. He's like, "I just want to check on you." So those relationships.
He ain't tried this either on no extra.
He never tried this. Vincent has slept in my bed. Vincent has slept on my floor. Vincent has slept in my house on my couch. Ain't never tried nobody.
But he's still your legit friend.
But he's still my legit friend. So I can definitely say it's taught me about people and who and where to place them in my life too. So I definitely think those are important experiences.
So what was your question, Derrick?
So and thank y'all for that. But so say, for instance, you did, want to try out a relationship with that friend that's been friend zone, quote unquote. What made you think about it, or what made you do it, or what would make you do it if it did come down to that? Like, is it because I know y'all said that, Nicole, you said that you don't want to, lose that friendship, because you'll rather keep the friendship, rather than going into a relationship, risking that, and then not having it work out and having it feel weird after. Because that's what Tasi, that's what she did to me. She told me that she didn't want to lose our friendship, but y'all, I waited my turn. You know what I'm saying? And the boy got there eventually. You know what I'm saying? But like, I guess Tasi, I guess, you know what? Let me ask you, because you actually did this. What made you give me a chance? And this is like, I think this is the first time I'm actually asking this. So this is a Mind That Matter exclusive right here.
I know.
DJ Clue drop a bomb on him.
World premiere.
Right. This is the actual. So what made you honestly text me on that night, October 31st, 2010, and say, I think I'm ready for you to be my dude?
Okay. So.
Yeah. Word for word, verbiage, date, everything.
I didn't text you. We were Skyping.
You did text me. And then we Skyped.
We were Skyping, Heffa.
No. We Skyped, but you texted me first. That's what made me Skype you.
So, anyways, for y'all that don't know, Derrick and I have been friends since we was 13 years old. And, we always have feelings for each other. We was always very close friends, even though my friend told me not to talk to him.
It wasn't me.
It was Nicole. Definitely Nicole. And now they were close.
But that was just based on his appearance. I was like, no, something sketchy about this nigga, man. But like,
no, Derrick was
Derrick,
my husband. He is from New Orleans, Louisiana. So when I first met him, he had a very thick accent. When I first met him,
I remember that.
And he was the kindest person. He had such great manners, and I had never met a guy like them, because all the guys that we grew up with in California, they used to roast black girls. They used to make fun of black girls. Like, it was like all fun and games, but like
hospitality.
It was so annoying sometimes too. And so he was like one of the first black young men that was like really nice to me and really respectful. And we clicked easily. Like, we just clicked. He was the new kid, and I was just like, hey, like in our history class or whatever. and he sat right behind me in our history class, and we just bonded. Like, we were friends. We talked every day. We ended up exchanging numbers. And, this is back in the day when we had cord phones.
Like, these were house phones, bro. These weren't cell phones. Like, I wasn't sliding
nobody's name. You had to remember the number and dial it.
I wasn't sliding in nobody DMs. We wasn't talking about what's your Snapchat, like all these kids got now.
No, these
it was like
phone calls.
What's your house number and what times can I call you?
When can I call you?
Right. When is your mama not
When can I call you? Right.
Yeah. So Derrick and I used to talk all the time, and I remember there was this girl that you dated who I could not stand, and she would like.
That was a whole misunderstanding. No. I did not. I did not want to date her.
I'm sorry.
I did not want to date her. I did not want to date her.
But you was dating.
Anyways, but after
because it wasn't asked to me. It wasn't like, yo, you want to be her boyfriend and girlfriend. It was more of like a, hey, Derrick, she liked you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And they took that as oh, okay, well, y'all date now. Like, and it just became that one, that thing. It lasted like a month or something or whatever.
That will ever tarnish.
He said, why we got to bring that up? Come on, man. We doing so good right now.
You got to bring up old shit.
Right. Girls can't never let you go.
That was one reason why we kind of fell off. Like, where I had feelings for you, and then it kind of fell off. That was the first time.
Be real. So you had heard something that wasn't true, and you believed it. And you believed it. And you believed it, and I kept telling you, Tassi. I was like, Tassi, that didn't happen. She was lying. I never did that. And he was like, well, I don't know who picked up on. Was like, well, she don't.
It was Shannon. Shannon had because I handle phones, so I was using Shannon's phone. And
the corner of my room.
Shannon's room was always the place where shit happened.
All the time.
But Shannon, I was like, no, I hate you. I can't believe you lied to me. Oh my gosh, we're not friends. And then Shannon picked the phone. She was like, she doesn't want to talk to you. I'm so sorry. Have a good day. Click. And so, but I don't know. I found out that the girl did lie. I apologized to you, and our friendship rekindled. So, like, throughout high school, you and I always stayed in contact. And then, like,
we lost time, though.
We did lose time because
we lost valuable adolescent time.
It didn't help that we went to two different high schools. We kept our friendship via phone, and senior year, I wanted you to go to formal with me. I didn't want to go with nobody at the school. I was like, I think you and I would have more fun if you just came with me. It would be so dope.
That shocked the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you. When my mom called, when my mom told me that you was calling and she had gave me the phone, I thought it was gonna be a regular conversation. And you just like, you want to go to formal with me? I was like, I looked at the phone. I was like, nah.
Hello? Is this a joke?
I was like, yeah. I was like, I think you and I would have so much fun. We would have such a great time. And, I'm not scared to ask like a man to go anywhere with me. Like that was my friend.
Tassi was about that life.
I don't care. Like if you say no, fuck it. Like,
I'm still popping.
Derrick was my genuine friend. Like I just felt like we would have had such a great time. And we did. Like we had such a fun time. We was matching. We took out the pictures. Like
let's be honest. I think we was trying to help Derrick break out of his shell too. Because, or at least later on that night,
my sister gave him his first cup of drink. Goodness gracious!
Oh my God!
I picked Derrick up and took Derrick home.
Yeah, you did.
Work car.
Oh my gosh! Yes, thank you again for that. But like, you know what I mean? Like we always like had such a great friendship, but like we never took it to the next level because, like I said, I told you, I was like, you are the greatest friend, like the greatest guy friend I have, like. It would tear me apart because I knew me for sure. My attitude, the way I was in high school, like I was too immature. And I feel like risking our friendship and then like we break up for something stupid and then we not friends anymore, that would have broke my heart. Like I already knew.
That's right. I was like real too. You never know like how God set up stuff because you could think, okay, this ain't right. Maybe I should try this later. And you should be like, nah, I don't want to push the limit. But when he come through and say, nah, this is the time, that timing is real. That time.
Yeah, it had to be because like we had too many chances to do stuff. We had too many chances to be something. And I told him, I was just like, Derrick, like, Like, I don't know. I always liked him. I just knew he wasn't the right person at the time because he was too important to me. I used to tell him all the time, like, you're too important to me. And then I dated a bunch of dudes that just sucked face. And then like, I'll just like, I remember my ex before I got with Derrick, like did me dirty, did me wrong. And I'm in college now and I was just over it. And Derrick and I ended up linking again. Like we exchanged Skypes and I was in my college dorm room and we started talking all the time. And I was just frustrated with guys. I was frustrated with men. And I was talking to Derrick and he, per usual, making me laugh, I could vent to him. I always, since I've known him, was able to vent to him. And he was always,
taking it. Knowing he had feelings, he was just taking all that in.
Yes, like I vented.
Waiting on his chance like a real nigga in the friend zone.
You feel me? Like I vented to him. He was always there for me. And then I had to do a reality check because like I think my college dorm mate was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my best friend Derrick." And he was like, "Oh, he's kind of cute. Like, can I like? Are you guys dating?" I was like, "No, it's my best friend." Like. And she was like, "Oh, well, can I have his number?" And I was like, "No." And I got offended. And I was like, "Oh my God,
like, hold on.
I just get offended. Like, he's my friend. Why am I getting
care
offended
about this nigga?"
So I told him, I was like, "Oh my gosh, Derrick, I think I like you." And he was like, "What, nigga?" Like, he was like, "About damn time." I was like, "No, I always liked you." I was just like, you and I have always been friends. And then I did a self-evaluation. And the reason that I decided to take it further then was because I was like, I'm old. I'm 18 years old now. I'm a little bit more mature. This guy has been amazing to me. I have real feelings for him. And I'm tired of dealing with dudes that don't give a fuck about me. Like, this dude has been proven his loyalty and love for me and has been shown his chivalry and that he cares about me. We are friends. Like, he's the person I'm most comfortable with. Why wouldn't you want to be with somebody like that? Like, the person that's your friend. And now you can become lovers. Like, to me, I just felt like that made the most sense. I could see a future with this guy. I could see that if something were to happen, he had my back. I could see that, he could make me laugh for the rest of my life. And like, I loved him so much. I was just like, you know what? I think I am ready for you to be my man now. Like, I feel like you are.
He was legit excited too, because I remember her sitting. She came over to my dorm one day, and I'll never forget this. And she was like, "Shannon, guess what?" And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Me and Derrick been talking a lot." Like, and you could see it in her face, like she was excited.
Oh my God!
Like, are you serious?
Hold on. I didn't know that was going on. Tassie, you didn't tell me that. You over there telling me Shannon stuff like that?
Because I'm Shannon.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Shit, Derrick, I didn't know that either. So
no, like, she was. We went to school close to each other, so she just literally crossed her dorms like across the street from my dorms.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even remember her saying like me and Derrick date now. It was literally just like y'all niggas was together out of nowhere.
We posted on Facebook. Everybody was like,
and I was just like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, this nigga she got a man. Like, I do not remember like the conversation at all. Like, and we used to like write letters. We used to like do all kinds of shit.
I remember her being excited about it. Like, you could see it in her face. She was excited. And I was like, for real? She's like, yeah. She's like, we've been talking a lot. And I think I like him. And I was like, well, if you like him, do what you got to do.
Yeah, I did what I had to do. And I remember we was like, it was Halloween. And so we was having a party in my dorm. Like, my roommate had like a hella shit fucking people in our dorm. Mm-hmm. I had the door closed. I was in my bed with this fucking, like how we are right now. A computer was up and we was on Skype talking the whole night, and I was not attending the party. And y'all know a bitch like the party. Right. And so I was not attending the party. I was talking to Derrick. I was just so happy to talk to him. And when I told him, like, I was ready, like, I think we can do this. And he was just like, okay. He's like, if you serious, because I've been ready. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And so
he ran a lap that night. He was excited.
Yeah, he officially asked me. And we, of course, weren't married yet. But he was just like, Tassie, Janae.
I for real think at that moment, I felt like that was the happiest moment of my life at that moment. Like, because not a lot of dudes can, say that they really got the girl that they wanted for so long. Usually dudes, they got to settle for, a baby mama, or, they got to settle for, a female that's just willing to do whatever for him. And he's cool with that. But not a lot of people can say, like, wow, like, I liked you from this moment until now, and I got you. You know,
after that, Derrick was up in Northridge every weekend.
Every week, nigga, move.
Bruh, I moved. I left my entire life in Vegas. My mom and dad was calling me, son, when you gonna come back?
I'm not.
You're missing church. You gonna come
Right.
you gonna come back?
Pray for me,
I'm like,
but
look,
I'm not coming.
I'm like, right. I'm like, just keep me in your prayers.
Right.
Look, man, I'm like Tassie was like, she opened my eyes to a lot, like personal freedom. And not saying that my mom and dad didn't give me that, but at the time I was 18 years old, I wanted that freedom to do.
And you know, black parents don't be giving nobody no freedom.
They don't
at all.
And you know, I mean, obviously, you know, there's always a lesson in, you know,
right,
why they do that. But at that time, we 18, we ain't trying to hear none of that.
No,
I'm not trying to hear that. And the crazy part about it is, when I was in high school, I wasn't the type of person to always be out coming in at 2:30 in the morning, always going to parties. I hardly ever did that stuff. I just probably hung out with a couple people, and then I came back to the house. So, you know, she's the first person that I experienced that full freedom with. And when I got it, I was like, why am I living in Bakersfield? Like,
yeah, once you get a taste of that, you.
Is that a good thing? I feel like I'm a bad influence.
No, but here's the thing.
Don't feel bad. I just found out I'm a bad influence. And I
didn't take it as responsibly as I should have. Like, I took it and I kind of like overdosed on it as if it were a drug, like that specific type of freedom.
And that's what people do. People who don't get that type of freedom growing up, when they do get a little bit, it's like
I got it all
they
at once.
Take off full force.
Exactly.
That's how the continuum works. Exactly. There is no middle. It's like either
we were partying in Hollywood. We was staying.
You just gonna be way on.
We was doing the most. Like, we had so much fun.
Y'all did. Y'all
either.
No. I mean, I'm thankful for the experience. But y'all definitely, like you said, Shelly, you know, broke me out of my shell. You know, when I got out there, and I felt like
that's what we do.
Then boom, here comes Serenity. Like.
Right.
And it abrupt, like,
so proud.
You thought you had freedom, nigga, but guess what? I'm here.
Right. You know, God knows how to slow people down in life. He knew that I was heading for a crash course. He knew I was heading for the crash. Okay, this dude ain't gonna stop.
He left the church, so I need to bring this nigga back in. How can I straighten him back?
So,
okay.
God,
let me give him a kid. Let me give him a daughter at that.
Oh yeah. Let me give that beautiful blessing real quick. Slow down.
Right. Boom.
Yeah, Tassie, I gotta say, Tassie, you made one hell of a kid though.
Y'all sure did. I second that.
Shout out to Serenity, dog. Let me tell y'all about my God, baby, though. Like, boy, this is one of the smartest, most beautiful little girls I've ever met in my life.
Oh,
and it never ceases to make it. So I can go sometimes.
Look at Tassie.
No, for real. Like, I'm being serious. It's crazy to me. Like, I can go months sometime without talking to her. And then when you see her and you just listen to her talk, and I'm
talking to she like she's 15. Like,
oh my God. Like,
man.
You having an adult conversation.
I'm telling you, can probably balance a checkbook.
It's wild. So that really is a testament to y'all, because, like, y'all raised her, dog. Like, y'all raised her.
And Brenda Jones, rest in peace.
And shout out to my mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom, rest in peace. She took, like, you know, I remember when I called my mom and I first saw her, the first thing she did was she hung up on me. I called my dad. I remember I was walking outside of Bell Terrace, right around that pool area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you walk out of Tassa's apartment, there's a pool. But before you get to the pool, there's that grass area. I was walking back. I was pacing, looking at that phone, like,
okay,
I'm gonna tell him, feeling like pressure, like you get confessions, like how is he gonna tell him? So I called him. My dad picked up. My dad, he gave the most dad response ever. He said, I knew it was gonna happen. I don't know. He said, y'all up there fucking like rabbits. I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, Dad, I'm trying to be serious. All right, I'm trying to be serious. He was like, all right, well, shit, you're your mama, Brenda.
Right. Okay. He really talked like that too. He talked like that.
He was like, shit, Brenda, there you go.
Shit, that's your son now.
She's like, hello? I was like, Mom. She's like, what? I said, Tassie pregnant. That mom say, click. Oh, shit. I lost my mama.
Hello?
Looking at the phone like, Mom, Dad. Am I on speaker?
Somebody, okay?
But yeah, but you know, she was, you know, she was upset because you know how hard my dad worked to keep me in college and to do all these things. And I'm pretty sure at that time she felt like I threw it all away because young pregnancy was something that was heavy in my mom's family. Like she had 13 brothers and sisters. My auntie Elaine had kids when she was young. My cousins, from my mama's side, they all had kids when they was young. So she kind of felt like I was the one that was we were supposed to break that cycle. And when she found out that Tasi was pregnant, but literally from the moment that Serenity was born, my mom saw her and she became like the best. I'm not gonna say
that was my mom. Okay, that was my mom.
The best babysitter, the best companion that Serenity could have ever asked for. Like I know, if God decided to take me and Tasi before He took my mom, like Serenity would have been in perfect hands. Like to a point where I got jealous. Like how you treating her better than you treated me. Right. And I came from you.
Okay.
I came from you.
But that's how that happens though. Like parents always treat the grandchildren better because they've learned.
She used to always say that. She used to say,
she will always say that.
You'll never know until you a grandparent. You just
until you a grandparent,
you know what to do. Yeah, exactly. I've heard it all the time.
My mom treated my mom better than us, so I already know.
So Shannon, if you ever once you ever get you one, just be ready for that. You're gonna look at your mama like, bro, you didn't even give me that when I was.
I already know it because
she already be doing it now. Huh?
Like damn,
yeah, but so she definitely, my mom before she passed away, she's a big reason why Serenity the way she is. A big reason why this way she, the way Serenity is.
The way Serenity talked, the way we do her, like her homework, her. She understands so much if we tell her one time, like especially when it comes to her education. Because we were giving her homework at the age of like 2 and 3. And so like we started off simply with like learning letters and then sight words and then writing and then handwriting.
And it wasn't on some type of like, we wanted like preach it at her hard to where she
it wasn't strict. It was fun.
She had a childhood. It was my mom made it very fun.
Let's keep that all the way real. Like she's very much a kid. Like when you talk to her, it. She's very insightful and she can hold a conversation, but she still want to go watch her cartoons. Like she still want to go watch
play toys, and she does silly dances, and Serenity has the funniest jokes, y'all. Like oh my gosh. You gotta just hear them. But my daughter, she's goofy and she's fun and energetic, and we had her at 19, but I remember when I was pregnant because I was in the talks and the seminars for teen pregnancy, so I know it's frowned upon. But I refuse to be a statistic. Like I refuse to be looked upon differently because of me having a child, and I didn't want my daughter to feel any less love because of the situation.
Let me go ahead and let me back her up on that. Y'all gotta clap it up for my wife because she had my daughter on a Friday, went back to school on a Monday like ain't nothing happened.
She was walking to school 7 months pregnant.
Bruh.
Belly hanging like I'm
walking miles.
She was in labor hours, but Serenity was born on a Friday, and Tasi went back to school full time and had a job on a Monday, like the very next Monday, like she took a plain weekend off, like she didn't have a whole week,
right?
And went back to school, and now she has a bachelor's degree, making great money as a financial aid advisor, and it's just
facts.
It's just dope.
That girl, great.
That girl golden. That girl golden, right?
You better say that.
So facts. Facts.
So. I'm over here cheesing like a schoolgirl.
No, but that's right. Crying. Right. You gotta take a moment to bask in what you achieved. That's good. That's big.
I get to, and I do that every single day. So that whenever she get down on herself and she's like, I don't know if this is good enough, or I wanted to be here when I was 26. When I was 13, I was thinking that I was gonna be here. And I'm just like, sometimes you just got to look back and realize how far you've come and stop worrying about how far you have to go. Because once you look back and you realize that, you're like, wow, like she's literally defied, what a Black statistical young mother. I don't want to say single. She was never a single mama. I wouldn't feel that happen.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? She's definitely defied those lines.
Tasi getting too into her feelings. So I'm about to lighten this mood because we both know y'all fucking wild.
Oh, we wild.
Yeah, let's get to the wild.
We already know Tasi wild, but we gotta know about Derrick now.
He's worse than me.
I am. I swear, y'all. I'm way worse. Tassie, she be tapping out. Man. She taps out.
Did Tassie turn you out there? Tell the truth.
Taps out?
No, she didn't. She didn't. No, here's the thing. She taps out now. Not to a point where it's like, well, yeah, she does. But she tap out, like, as far as, like, if I have an idea, she'll be the one to say no first. Or not no, but not yet. Or she'll be, like, shy to get to it. When, I don't, like I said, I don't want to say she turned me out.
Sick. I can just look at your face right now and tell.
It's like,
don't get it twisted. I'm down for fucking whatever, but
no, like I said, she is. It's just that I don't want to say she turned me out, but she was the first one that got all of this. All of it. She got everything. Like she got usually, because when you have your sexual experiences, you have an experimental stage, then you have a stage that you learn and everything, and then you got a stage. Okay, I've learned and experienced everything. Now I want to try random stuff. Yeah, exactly. She got all of that from me. All of that. Like,
so was she your first for a lot of things?
Yes.
So how often do you think a married couple should have sex then?
And this is a really important question because I read this a lot, and a lot of people like argue like, well, people have jobs. Ain't nobody have time to have sex every day. We married, we got jobs, we got kids. Like, so how does it work? Like, what do y'all think?
I've always thought that especially when people have kids, like people are so quick to say, well, I got a kid, I shouldn't be doing this much, or whatever. You should never stop being a husband and wife just because you're a mom and a dad. So I feel like, have it as much as you can when you can. You know what I'm saying? Because it keeps everything, I don't want to say it keeps everything regular, but it doesn't put any holes or stress on your relationship if you're constantly, making love, because everybody calls it sex, but it's really called making love to a point where you're making love. So when you don't have a lot of love, you're just making more of it by having that special moment. So I feel like a married couple should have sex at least once a day. Okay. If it's not forced.
Okay. Yeah, because does it get to a point where it's just kind of like routine and you're just doing it and you're going with the flow, but like
now if you
really don't want to do it?
Now if you're really in love with that person and you really just like at that moment, then it's not routine. It's more of an opportunity. You don't look at it as a routine, like, oh, we got to go home, I'm off at 5, we gonna have sex. And it's not like that's where foreplay comes into play. It's not just, all right, baby, lay on your back or lay on your side before you go to sleep when it gets some, because that's when it becomes sex.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it's making love, it's more of, you're experimenting, you're trying new things, or you're doing the same thing over it's just amazing. It feels amazing. So
I'm gonna ask Tassie this question because she over here just skinning and grinning, like, and I know because I've witnessed it. Derrick is hella romantic. Like, he's too romantic for him to be 26, in my opinion.
Derrick is extremely romantic. He got that from his father.
How do you guys keep your marriage and your relationship alive? Like, what stuff do y'all do?
I can't even keep up with Derrick. Like, I feel like he reminds me that chivalry is not dead. My husband is such a Southern gentleman. He still, by the way, opens doors for me. I don't usually have to do my own groceries. Like if we go to the store, he bags the groceries, takes them. He tells me, because we live on the 3rd floor of this apartment complex. So he makes sure my daughter and I get upstairs safely, and then he'll go downstairs and bring all the groceries up by himself. But like
Derrick still makes sure Tassie gets home safely. Like Derrick was in a car with me,
as he should.
He should. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, that's what you're supposed to do.
But I'm trying to, like, literally, it's this serious. I want y'all to know, like, Derrick really do this shit. So Derrick was in a car with me. We had to follow Tassie to drop somebody else off, and then we went all the way back to her house instead of us just going to her house because Derrick was going to do something for me. So instead of us doing that, we followed Tassie.
This was not too late, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, which it was just so cute to me because I was like, oh, he just loves.
No, we know he don't play about his wife. We'll all be there.
So let me set
blow her up, and if she don't answer, he is Tassie sleep, Nicole? I was just trying to call her and tell her something. We got her.
He needed on my location. Like, let me set the scene for y'all this year for my birthday. So I'm a summer baby. My birthday is July 20th, and My husband surprises me every year for my birthday. It's the sweetest things. And so
you would think she would expect it by this time, but she still don't.
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that she don't expect it. Like, I'm like, okay, she gonna catch on to this. And when I find out she don't,
right,
and nigga just like,
and you be like, damn, how you not catching this shit? Like, I'm not that good.
Slow, like, cause this is how you get me. Like, I'll be making plans for my birthday. Never do my plan. Never. Like,
ever. I already knew canceling, Tassie. What you talking about?
I know, like, I need to get it. I'll get it next year. But
I'll be over there helping her plan this shit. Like, yeah, we gonna do this.
We're gonna do that. Meanwhile, you got a whole trip plan.
I got a whole
plan. And so, this year I had gotten off work early. Shout out to my boss because she let me leave early for my birthday. She was like, "Happy birthday." And I had taken my daughter to like the movies. We had gotten something to eat. And then I came home and my house was dark. And I walked in my room and it was like candle lights and rose petals everywhere. Our bed had rose petals and there was like chilled champagne on the side of the bed. And then I walked into our restroom because we have like a master bath. So it was like rose petals all over the bed, the bathroom and the tub and the candle lights and then the chilled champagne in the bucket with ice in it.
I had the rose petals on the bottom of the tub.
Yes, and then the bath bombs and chocolates and
I had a big ass clear white bowl full of ice.
He can get it all the time.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing. That night I didn't want to because I wanted us to just be with each other at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to end predictably, like, okay, we finna have sex tonight or whatever. I wanted it to be, I want you to honestly just look at this and just
he said, just live in this moment with me right now. And I just looked around like, this is so beautiful. He had a present for me on my bed with the rose petals, chocolates, and champagne, and we just drank and then just basked the night away. Like, it was just so romantic. So, like, I don't know. I don't think everybody husband is going to be like mine. But I think like doing something simple or special for each other randomly means a lot. And it's the thought that counts. Like sometimes like we'll leave each other cards, just a card, just to remind each other that we love each other. A card costs $1, but like it means a lot that you were thinking about that person today. Sending each other like a heart and a text heart.
Sometimes Tassie, I remember one time I did this one thing. It was she was at work and she got off at 5 and I set an alarm on her phone, a silent alarm.
Yeah, you did.
Because I know she gets that notification on her watch, and she looked at her watch and I think the note said something like, you're almost there, baby. You got 1 more hour left. I know you're tired. I just want to let you know that I love you and I can't wait for you to come home. Like little stuff like that, because she go to work at 8 in the morning, doing a whole bunch of stuff, and the last thing she's thinking about right now is getting home to me because she has so much stuff going on at work. So just like little stuff like that, it goes a long way.
So Derrick, would you consider Tassie a romantic wife?
Yes, I will.
Okay. What is the most romantic thing she has done for you?
She bought me a whole PlayStation 4, and it wasn't the fact that that's what she did, but how she did it. She did it on Valentine's Day, and I pride myself on surprising her, but she took it to extreme to surprise me. And I'm never surprised because I'm the surprise. I'm the surpriser. So and the way that she did
Shannon,
it,
you was there. Do you remember?
She kept everything away from me. I literally had no idea it was gonna happen. So it wasn't the item that got me, surprised. It was how much work and time she put into it to keep it away from me, knowing that I hear and see and know everything. You know what I'm saying? So it was, I think to me, that was the most, romantic thing she's done as far as like how much time and effort she put into it to show how much she cared. Because she could have just got it and said, here, it's at the house. But no, like it was the way that it was all set up. It was just dope.
But God knows what you need, because I can say for facts, Tassie, if you know Tassie, Tassie loves like Disney movies, and so she's just a romantic just from watching that stuff. So it's no coincidence that y'all was placed together. Let's just say that,
right?
Especially y'all
and I want to say for for the astrologists out there, they say Geminis and Cancers are not meant to be together. They should not even be in the same room. Tassie told me that when we first dated. I was like, I don't care about none of that.
Oh, you a Gemini?
I don't care about none of that. Okay. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? God is better than that astrology. He told me to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Got you.
Do you think that a couple could stay together if they didn't please each other sexually? And that's a question for both of y'all.
Go ahead. You can answer that back. You can answer that first.
No. I'm like, sorry. Hold on.
So like
no.
He said that song.
Look. Okay. Sex is a big part of marriage. I don't care what anybody says. I understand if you because I hear and read stuff all the time about people not being sexually pleased about their partner and then having a reason to cheat or all this stuff. But you knew this person when you got with them. So you were supposed to accept them for how they were when you got with them. Don't waste this person's time. Be with somebody who if that's the need that you have, and that's one of my needs. I know for sure that's one of my husband's needs. Sex is a great feeling. And if someone if you know how that feels, let me take that back. If you know how amazing you can climax or feel, and the person that you're supposed to love and be with can't get you there, it's not going to be the attraction, the butterflies, the anticipation, the heart racing, or the crush. Like, you know how you're supposed to still feel like you have a crush on somebody for so many years, or when you look at them, you're supposed to look at them the same way you felt about them when you first met them. That is, and to my opinion, my personal opinion, I think it's impossible if they cannot sexually please you. Like, there's toys out there. However, I mean, if you depended on the toy, like your respect, I don't want to say respect. What is it? Like your
admiration.
Yes, your admiration and feelings for that individual, your significant other is not going to be placed there anymore because because when you first meet somebody, hopefully when you first meet them and you like them, it ain't going to immediately jump into sex. You have a crush on them, and you make up ideas in your mind. Now you got daydreams and regular dreams, wet dreams, like all these dreams of excitement. You don't know what that person is capable of yet, so you create your own ideas. So they are satisfying you sexually in your mind.
Right.
Now when that person performs and it's not there, now you're like,
yo, that'd be me, because y'all know my mind. I be going, and then
big imagination.
Man, big imagine. Like, that's an understatement. So like when I see what somebody actually like presents, brings to the table, or like actually experience it, and it's not what I thought it was gonna be, it's
depressing.
Fuck, like my chest hurts. But when they are like really great, or they like pretty much do as I thought or past that, I'm just like, yo, like this shit here, like
amazing.
I want to
tell you
right now. Don't leave me,
bro.
How dare you?
Yeah. Bro. What about you, Derrick?
I agree. That sex is it's a main part of a relationship, of a marriage, because God has created that moment for two people that are married specifically for them. Not only just not only for recreation, but He placed it upon those two people for a reason. And if you literally cannot take a person from one point to another, during that time, then it's very hard for y'all to communicate, because that sexual tension will build up. It'll create arguments that don't need to be created. Like, bitch, you done left the goddamn microwave on. Like, why are you doing this? What's going on? Like, you just mad because you haven't reached that point yet. And it's a stress reliever. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It's a huge stress reliever.
Immediately,
y'all mad at
tension in your shoulders.
You mad at each other, mad at the world,
not knowing why, not realizing it's because neither one of y'all is being pleased.
Exactly. And then you have that moment, and it's literally like magical. Like, tears have been dropped.
Right.
In this relationship, when it comes to
blood, sweat,
when it comes to that time of the day, like, tears have literally been dropped, because that's how magical it can be if it's done with the right person.
I've never experienced that, like tears. Like, I have not had that type of emotion.
You know that is you know that you're giving yourselves not just, physically, but spiritually and mentally to another person. Like, especially for women, because you're literally giving your body. With men, it's men, we're giving you something, but women, you're trusting your whole entire body with someone. And for them to handle it in a way where you can just explode, that it means more than just busting a nut. It means more than just like, I trusted you and you did this for me. Thank you. Like, I love you. I can't believe I'm with you. So, yeah.
So is it acceptable for a married couple to have a threesome then, if it's that much emotion in a sexual experience?
Right. Because that sexual energy that you transfer is important.
Right.
Yeah.
We talk about this a lot.
For me, of course, any man is gonna always, wonder and fantasize, like, man, like, what if that did happen?
Man, that shit might be kind of nice.
Yeah, right. Like, if it ever came down to it, I don't think I would do it, because of how much, like you said, how much goes into it, and like I just said, how much of that magic can be lost if you see your partner having just as good as a time with that other person, and it's like, well, what did I give you? You start to like question yourself, or is it like, it's just it opens the door for too much confusion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and for me, it would just be hard for me to watch Tasi
even please somebody, especially if you think about how she really be doing you, and then you think she about to fuck another dude like that, and you gotta watch.
What if it was a woman and not a dude? Would you be open to that?
He's down for that. He's down for a woman.
I would. I know. Listen.
Explain yourself.
And I'm saying, like, of course, every man is going to want to think about it. But I said, if it came down to it, I would not be comfortable putting you in that situation, because that means the next time that me and you have our time together, it's going to be like, okay, but he was feeling this way about the other girl. So how do I know if he's really feeling this way about me, or is he thinking about the other girl when he's with me? It just opens the door for too much problems.
You know what's funny about this? Y'all know me. Like, I used to be wild. So
still wild.
I used to be super fucking down for threesome. Like, I was just like, I used to tell him like, oh, what if we did this? Or I used to tell y'all like, y'all, we should do this.
Time. Right.
And Derrick was the one, like, he got me into church, and then like he would just tell me like, our body's a temple and we shouldn't do, and he got me feeling different about it. Like, now I'm like, okay, so
I remember when you first told me that, I was like, what? I was like, that's like, I couldn't believe it. Like, the reasons make sense, but I just couldn't believe it. I was like, nah, like, you was adamant. Like,
I was like, because I'm curious. I think I am still
curious. Yeah, you're curious. I'm sure.
Just to experience
have another, like understanding
off the list. Like, just like, oh, we done that. Like, this is how it was. It was dope. But then I've heard bad experiences, which is like, shit, I'll fuck somebody up. Like,
Right.
So.
Right.
I'm in the middle.
Y'all be on a Lifetime movie.
It depends on your relationship. If you guys are like that, and is everyone has good terms in the situation, and it's just positive vibes, and y'all fucking and everything is good, go for it. Like, I'll go for it. Keep the energy flowing, have a good time, and then move on or keep going. I just think
you have to have a really very, very good understanding
and a tight understanding,
and be very secure,
right? Because
the person that's gonna be doing it with y'all, like,
a serious conversation needs to happen.
It has to happen. Conversation needs to happen. Papers need to be signed or something.
No, not papers.
Okay, get an agreement. Some type of general partnership.
Right.
A non-disclosure agreement.
Man, all that.
But if you and your partner do not communicate well, and some people need to reevaluate their relationships, because sometimes people they want to be happy, and some people don't want to admit that they're not happy. If you and your partner are not in a good relationship, or you guys do not trust one another, I don't recommend a threesome, because now you've allowed your partner to experience something with someone else, and then now they could be doing it behind your back.
Right.
It exposes the holes.
Yeah, that's why I stress it depends on your relationship. Like, it just creates an additional problem. Now you don't waste your time, and now you got to move on, and then all the stress. Like, If you want to work on your relationship, I recommend that. But if you two have to have good communication, you guys have to have great trust and honesty and love and excitement. Like, you know, it's just like a lot of shit got to add up first before you take that leap into your life.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So Derrick, I have some wrap up questions. So my first question to you, which is pretty much going to be for us, you know, I guess maybe me and Shannon and other listeners that might, you know, this might be of interest to. What is a piece of advice you would give a woman that wishes to be married?
That's a good question.
Be willing to submit.
Boo.
So be willing to submit, but to what though? Because oftentimes men want women to submit because that's the way that traditionally things should be. But nowadays men are not worthy of submitting to because they are not keeping up their end of the deal.
Right. And
say it again, sis.
It's very important that you know what man you're about to get into a relationship with, because just like he, you know, agrees to, you know, give you him, you have to agree to give him you. Because, you know, I'm always going to go back to the Bible. It says that once a woman is married, her body is no longer her body, you know, really that she gives that to him. She gives
and it also says a man gives himself to his wife.
That is true. That is true. So, but usually it's, for me at least, it was no problem, you know, submitting myself to Tasha because she was my wife. That's what I wanted. Mm-hmm. It was a bit of a struggle, you know, for her because I'm not gonna, you know, sit up here in front like I've been the perfect man this entire marriage. I've, you know, like any man would, has gone through, you know, certain things growing up, learning how to be a man. Got together at a young age, but just be willing to submit to him, you know, and understand his mistakes, because a man is going to make mistakes. He's going to make the wrong decision, just like women are going to make the wrong decision. But at the end of the day, understand that I married him because I trusted him with my life.
Okay. So how should a woman prepare herself to be a wife? In your opinion, like what type of behaviors or ideologies or characteristics are important for her if she wants to like eventually become a wife?
Learn how to be in his corner 100% of the time, because women will, you know, quickly, when I would say quickly, they will lose faith in a man if he messes up too many times consecutively. So, you know, being willing to go through that learning curve with him if he has one, and just understand that, you know, y'all growing together and he's doing this for you. So even though he messed up because he wanted to impress you. Women have to realize that when men do things, they don't do things just for them. They do things to impress their wife, to impress the woman that they marry. Like, I told you I can do this. Like, this is, thank you for trusting me.
They want to prove
you trusted me. Exactly. To a point where it's like, I want you to trust me.
So for pretty much, the same questions apply. Like, do you think the same things apply for men? A man that wants a wife, how should he present himself? How should he go about?
He should present himself as very confident, because no woman wants a man that's not confident in what he's doing.
That's real.
Very, very, very confident. Like, even if you're unsure of something, assure her and assure yourself that you're doing this wholeheartedly. Because it's a marriage is not a boyfriend and girlfriend type of thing. It's more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just saying I do. It has everything to do with trust. So a man has to learn how to, if I want this woman to trust in me, I have to give her something to trust in the first place. I can't just, throw the Bible in her face. I can't just throw this relationship like, you're supposed to listen to me. I don't care what I do. You're supposed to like it. You can't go that way. Just like you require her to trust in you, she has to have a requirement of what to trust in. You can't just bring nothing to the table and expect a meal. You get what I'm saying? So
I got it.
So what things should a man bring to the table?
A focused mind, obviously some income, a plan. You know what I'm saying? Because this, men with jobs, as long as your man as long as he's trying. I don't want to say to a point where he can be at the house not doing nothing. I mean, if he's up 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning looking for a job and he just hasn't had that luck, understand being a black man in the workplace is a real thing. You know what I'm
so
saying?
at what point is it okay for the woman to choose herself? For the woman who has been down for her man since day one, and he may be trying off and on, and things just are not going correctly, and he may not necessarily be doing what he's supposed to be doing, or understand that he's not really trying to change the behavior, things like that. Like, when is it okay for her to choose herself and not be pretty much put down by making a decision to choose herself?
When she can clearly understand that, okay, he's not for me. He's not trying for me. He's not. It's one thing for a man to try for himself, but if you're married and if you're not trying for your family, then I mean, that's it. I mean, even if y'all not married, y'all in just a relationship.
Even if you're not,
even if you're not married and y'all have kids together, y'all don't have kids together. If y'all planning on being married and being together as one, and you can tell already that he's not trying, and you told him, or he's talked up a good game, but it's not showing. Then it's just
all right.
It's that time, like you said.
Got you. Do you two have any fetishes?
I don't have a fetish. I don't think. I just want to. You know what? For me, what's your fetish, Derrick? I don't think you have a fetish.
I don't think I have one. Fetish. I mean, I'm an ass man. You know what I'm saying? I love ass. So I guess I guess it turns me on like when it's soapy. Like soapy ass.
Okay, like watching her like twerk in a bubble bath.
Watching her, or something like that, or whether she just standing up taking a shower and I'm just watching her like wash her ass.
Okay.
Being more sensitive
wash her ass
toward the ass. I don't know why. Right. It's just like just watching her take care of something that I admire so much is just very it dry tickling.
I'm rolling.
It really do.
I like when he suck on my ass cheeks, like he be kissed, not like my asshole, like the ass cheeks.
No, I know she like that.
Very sensitive spot on my ass. Oh my gosh.
She didn't even know she liked it. I remember the first time I did it.
She was like, ooh.
Like,
and she looked, and she gave me that look. I was like, yo, you like this shit?
Right. You couldn't even believe it. Like, wow, like this nigga like this shit.
Like this.
Yes.
Like something that's simple. Gosh. Really? Like you couldn't tell me that? Like,
get them anal beads. Come on.
Right. So what is one way that you guys keep your sex life spicy? Do you guys try new positions all the time? Do you have sex in different places? Do you use toys? Like, have you ever been tied up? Like, what are some of the things that y'all do to keep that spicy?
I don't like it. I would not like getting tied up.
Okay.
I don't know.
I hear that a lot. Men really do not want to be tied or handcuffed, and I just do not understand. I think they don't like not being in control. They don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
But he want to tie me up. Like, he want me to be.
I want you to be. I don't want you to have control over nothing at all.
Yeah.
Most men say
only your breathing.
Oh my gosh. And we do try for things. Huh?
Only your breathing. That's the only thing I want you to have control of is breathing.
We do try stuff other places. Funny story. One time we were in some coast city in California, and I wanted to give him head in the car. We was in like a nice rental or whatever. And so we just parked in the parking lot. Like just parked. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And he was supposed to be the lookout. Like he was, he was supposed to look out. So I'm doing the work, handling my husband because I do what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And a whole car parked next to us, like woman.
Hey, yo, you know the crazy part? Yeah. That nigga didn't park next to us. He parked at us. Nigga, like it was like a T. Like we was looking at the road. Yeah, this nigga like we was finna get T-bone. Like
so I get up like, what the fuck is it?
It was an old white one.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my gosh, Derrick. He's like,
and she walked into like this breakfast country club, like Hodell's, and she went and had breakfast. I'm over here getting fellatio up in the car. She up in
right. Out of all the places we could have parked, we parked.
Because there was like no one in the parking lot, so she could have fucking parked anywhere.
But she saw another car and was like, "Oh, it's safe to park over here. Let me park next to
where this car is at.
Yeah.
Let me." Oh my gosh! Like that's
hilarious.
What would you say the nastiest thing that you guys have done is, and it kind of surprised y'all that y'all would even take it that far?
Oh, when I first squirted.
Okay, I want to. Yes, when she first did that,
very
the crazy
first
part?
time, it was like a waterfall.
Yo,
Derrick, you told me because your face, remember?
It was in his face.
So what? Yeah, it was.
The first.
It was.
Oh shit, Derrick! You need to pull the camera down. I need to see your face. Bruh, she squirted in your face for the first time. And
all in my.
Were you kind of
all in my mustache? I feel like my mom. My mom told me, my mom was very open with me. She told me that if you want hair on your face, I'm saying you gotta please a woman. At the time, I didn't know what that meant. So if y'all notice, my beard was not connected.
No,
but it's starting to. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, like it's starting to. So when I got down there and she finally did it, because I felt like she was holding it back because she didn't want it to get on me. I was like, girl, come on, put that shit in my face. Like when she finally did it, like my hair started connecting. So I'm just kind of like pissed off at this point. Like you waited this long?
Like damn, you should have been squirting in my face. Why you been holding?
And it feels like. And I feel like her climaxes are very much more intense now because she has that added element. And I realize that she realizes it, and it's all for the better. Funny story, when we was in high school, we was in college. Well, she was in college, and I was staying in LA. She whenever he was having sex, I didn't know what squirt was. She didn't know what it was. She always used to say it was like a thing that happened for a month straight. Whenever we was having sex, she would stop and Derrick, I gotta go pee, and then she'd go to the bathroom. Every single time she's like, shit, it happened again. Ain't nothing coming out. So when I finally made her squirt, I was like, that's what that was?
Right.
That whole time you could have been squirting at 18. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, you talk about you got to piss. You didn't have to pee. You was about to nut. Like, stop playing.
Right. Sit down.
We've been good ever since.
Yo.
Right.
We had to learn. We was young.
Yeah, that's cool.
We know what the fuck we doing now. We fucking.
Cut. Ooh, okay. I think I've gotten to y'all business enough for tonight. I mean,
you got more questions
for you. What's the nastiest thing you think you've ever done?
Let a nigga paint my face. Yeah, that was. I think
is that worse? Derrick, is that worse?
Like Van Gogh.
I regularly get painted.
She said Van Gogh.
I mean, but it was it was my first time though, so I couldn't oh yeah, I couldn't, I was just like, wow, Nicole, like you let that man paint your face like that. But the thing was that I asked for it though. I wanted to try it, and then when he really did it, but he made sure I was ready though. He was like, you still want me to paint your face? And I was like, yeah. And then he did it, and I was just like,
oh my god,
I really let him do this. I couldn't believe, I was shocked myself. And then after he did it the second or third time, he was like, you like this shit, huh? And I was just I was like, no, I mean, it's cool, it's cool trying to downplay shit.
No, I try to play it all.
To play it all. I mean, it's all right.
It's cool.
Right, it's cool.
Okay, so what's worse, getting painted on? Because it's not just the face. I don't know if you've done titties and ass or whatever.
Yeah, I've done titties.
Done everything.
Stomach,
so
all that.
Yes, anywhere. Swallowing or getting painted?
You said what's worse?
Yeah.
For me, swallowing. But worse in what way? What I don't like to do.
Sorry, okay. What's the nastiest thing for you? In a good way.
Okay.
What's the nastiest?
I think swallowing it is nastier. But I don't like to swallow. That's not something that I'm a fan of. And then I really want to grasp the concept of why men want you to swallow. I think it's because they can't believe we're really doing it, how nasty we are to do it.
And Nicole, let me tell you, you are absolutely correct.
Okay, see, I think that is
absolutely
yeah.
Because at the time, when we,
somebody's told me otherwise though.
Really?
Yeah, they said it's the feeling of when when you suck harder, your mouth closing in harder around it, so it kind of makes it's the tight feeling, and then also at the back of your tongue, you got the ridges. They was talking the person told me it was because that feels good, when you can feel your muscles tightening up back there as you suck.
Okay. I mean, that would make sense, but I hear more about men really cannot believe how fucking disgusting you are for swallowing. I hear that more.
They're like, yeah, that bitch nasty.
Exactly. Like, wow, this bitch is letting me let in her throat like that. She crazy. Like, this bitch is disgusting. But like, I love that.
It's eternal. It's eternal. It's eternal. Like we like seeing that y'all really like y'all really take it there. Like, oh, for real? Like you gonna clean it up for me?
You gonna clean me up? That? Okay.
Right. You ain't gonna let it touch the bottom of the nut. You ain't gonna let it touch the bottom of the ball. Like, okay, take it there then. Right. So yeah, it's definitely.
That's definitely interesting. That is very interesting.
Do you feel you got enough questions out and talked about enough sex now?
Absolutely.
Do you have any more questions?
No, I do not have any. I mean, I always have more questions, but like none for the podcast. Nothing. I mean, I think the world has gotten in your business enough. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make sure we really finish this last sex episode off strong.
All right.
Okay. Well, with that being said. I think that pretty much concludes our episode. Everybody, just those of you who are in relationships or seeking to be in relationships, make sure that you are prepared and on your own before trying to pursue someone else. You make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. Make sure you protect all of your sexual energy and personal energy in your spirits. Be aware of your own traumas.
And love yourself.
Yes. And when you are with your partner, give them the same satisfaction and the 100% that you want them to give to you. And if you're married, make sure y'all have sex every day because that's apparently really important in a marriage. But
you know what? One of Derrick's rules is, it's I don't know if everybody goes by this. He says a man should never go to work hungry or horny.
Okay. Well, neither should a woman.
You feel that way?
Neither should a woman.
Okay, I'm about to say, come on, somebody.
Okay. No, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give
sneak that one in there.
Some game.
Wait, you know what? I want that same energy when I ask y'all this question. I know it's a closeout, but I need to ask this question. So when y'all married, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna go by the whole term: happy wife, happy life, right? Okay, now y'all just had that energy of, okay, well, if a man can't leave the house hungry, a woman should leave the house hungry. So why is it not a happy house, a happy spouse, happy house? Why is it more of happy wife, happy life? If y'all can answer that, just in just like in those
because y'all easier to please than we are. Like just as simple as that. Women are complicated.
So that's why
our emotions are everywhere. Huh?
Right. So that's why it's happy wife, happy life.
Right, because if we happy, then we know you satisfied because we're going to give because that's just in our nature to give.
Not always. Not all women are like that. Some women are more just make me happy and everything will be fine.
Like spoil me or...
They're not worried about...
I can't answer that because I don't operate in that mindset, so I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't operate in that mindset either. But I mean, it can go back to so many different ideologies, like women are the prize, he who findeth a wife finds a good thing, like things like that. Right. So it puts so much focus on the woman, being the prize and the man not. But I mean, it just depends on the way that you look at things, some people think the woman is the property if we go way back, But I mean, it's something deep that we could definitely get into if, we have time for another session one day. But ultimately, I'm not necessarily a happy wife, happy life type of person. I can do the spouse thing, but
don't forget about your girl.
Let's just be clear, Yeah.
Keep me good and I'll focus on the wood. No, I'm just kidding.
But I want to thank our viewers for going on this journey with us. You guys have been with us talking about situationships, then going into relationships and bringing extra stuff into the relationships, finally on to marriage. And I think that was a great way to end it. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, shout out to y'all for enduring us and our tangents that we get off on. We try to stay on track, y'all, but I mean, we just cannot. Shit just happens.
Get some juicy, man.
But we appreciate y'all for sticking with us, though. Sticking with us.
Facts.
You guys remember to always practice safe sex, whether you married or not. I always recommend Planned Parenthood. Go to PlannedParenthood.com. There's so much information out there online for you to make sure you guys are out there safe. Make sure you wrap it up, strap it up. use condoms and practice. Wrap it up, strap it up. Somebody,
we're gonna hashtag that.
I'm about to get paid.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, if you guys like the content we're bringing, help us and continue the conversation. Comment in the description below. Let us know if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to help us out with any topics. Feel free to throw some ideas out there. Do us a favor and join us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go ahead and follow us on Apple, iPod. My bad. Apple Podcast. Excuse me. SoundCloud, and make sure you guys subscribe to all the podcast content. And remember, we are Minds That Matter. Peace, y'all.